Hi, my name's Josh, and welcome to my health and fitness video on the Brooklyn Zoo. I'm a local juggler here in New York City. I'm 49 years old. Next year I'll be 50 years old. And these are just some clips of what I can still accomplish at my age. Just a little bit about myself. I was thrown out of college for practicing racism, and I devoted the most of my next years, my 20s and 30s, just juggling on the streets of New York and also around the world. And I won a few awards. When I returned to college, I won an award for writing music and juggling in a talent show, the CCNY Idol. So I was the first winner of Idol, and I won $2,500 college scholarship, juggling and unicycling to music that I wrote myself. And I still juggle for myself. I performed at many events around the city, and I can send you my resume if you want. Maybe I'll do another video on places that I've performed. But enjoyed this video. It's COVID 2020, and like I said, gyms are closed around the city, but the Brooklyn Zoo is still open. I hadn't even heard of it myself, but they have parkour and extreme sports. They also have a really advanced breakdancing team. If you grew up in the ghetto, you know that breakdance is a respected art form here in New York. And there's B-boys and B-girls in the gym, and there's a really, again, an advanced level team there as well. Really good core gymnastic skills. There are tumblers, folks working on double, triple flips, like corkscrew, like spin flips, Arabians, flipping off the walls. So when I went there the first couple of times, it was really crowded. And I said, I had called ahead. I said, I'm just a juggler. I need a place to stand in place and just, juggle like a little circle. And I'll be out of the way. I won't bother anybody. And they're like, yeah, come in. We got plenty of space in the gym. And the gym was really crowded. So I went up to the loft space and I juggled, if you look at the other clips in my YouTube channel. Or I juggled way on the side by the sidewall next to the trampoline and the climbing wall. So this clip, I decided after those first two visits, the next time I was there and went to this space, the next time I went to this place, I would go during off-peak hours. So I went before they opened. I got there about 3:45. They opened at 4. And sure enough, the space was rented for a class. 2 children, a father had rented private classes for him. So the entire warehouse space was empty except for 2 children. So go in, sign the waiver, and enjoyed my time on the wood floor where the breakdancers jammed and share their latest skills, right? So, the video I just structured with balls, rings, clubs, because that's tradition, going 1 to 2 to 3. And here for a warm-up with balls, if I'm not doing like new 3 and 4 ball stuff, because I have a few awards from 3 and 4 balls, I start with 5 balls, a run of 70 or 100, depending on what I'm feeling that day. And I think I was just 70 catch warm-up. And then a few side swaps. So I don't know what I put on video. I think I just put on this 6-6-7 transition to 6x4-4-6x, so that pattern, then back to a cascade after the 6-6-4 exit and collect. So I got that on like the first or second try, so I was very happy about that. And then I didn't do showers, 7-4-4-8-5-5, went right to 6. So a short run of sync, and a little bit longer run of async. And it's like 24 catches. And I think this pattern was easiest for me when I was younger. I could perform in a show like the half shower for like 36 catches for like 3 cycles. And it was impressive. It was a crowd pleaser. 6 ball half shower is a really nice pattern. And then top it off with a 7 ball qualified juggle. And I would do that in the street. Like I would do that as a street show, which was very impressive. And then I go to some balance moves. Just 5 balls with the balance for 20 catches, 5 balls with the club balance, and I think I turned around. And I used to be really skinny. I mean, I've gained like 50 pounds since COVID, since my teeth started to crack. And I had to stop long distance running. I had like a really thin runner's body. And it's just like, I can't run anymore, and it's depressing. Here we go to rings. What did I do with rings? So again, warming up with rings, I did some 3 and 4, but I didn't include them as clips. Like 4-2-3 and half pirouettes and like 5-4 5-3-4, 6-3-3. Those are good warm-ups for with 3 and 4 rings. And then, like, I also didn't do the ring balance and juggle, but usually I like to do like 30 catches with 3 and a balance, and then 24 catches with 4 and a balance. And then this, I run like this: 5 rings, 100 catches or so, in place, feet in place, just collect, loosen up, get the flow going. And then a few 5 ring moves, but I didn't include those clips. 6 rings, I was happy because I used to do like runs, like 60 was my minimum. And here it's 48. And so, like 72s were good. If I had a run of 120, I was really happy. And also with acing. And what does that translate to in time? It's about a 30-second run if you're doing 120s, maybe 40 seconds with 6 rings. So here's a good run of 48 and solid, and then a good collect. And I wasn't really pushing it. I'm new to the space. It's my, 3rd or 4th visit there. And I'm really happy to have the own space for myself. Here's a 7-ring qualify. And by the way, when you go into this gym, it's great. I mean, after being a street performer with a street box and stuff, you go and there's all this merchandise. Right when you walk in the door, there's another 7-ring qualify. And they have like mannequins and t-shirts and sweatshirts and hoodies and hats and stuff for the babies, you know. And then they have this really cool vending machine with candy and Red Bulls and Gatorade. And you just think, as a street performer all these years, doing all this window shopping, it's just nice to come to a gym like this. You get a feel, or at least I do when you walk in. Like these breakdancers, you know, they're thankful for their tips. They really pass the hat on the street. They've done some time on the street just working for, you know, just flipping over folks and doing breakdance shows, some of these guys. That was 8 rings, 12 catches, by the way. Then on to clubs. With clubs, usually, nowadays, now that I'm getting older, my shoulders feel different. Like, and again, it's COVID, and I've been, you know, working as a math teacher. So I try and loosen up with swinging now. Feel a little looser. Like, I don't know why, my shoulders, they just don't feel solid. Like, I don't feel like this. I'm not much of a weightlifter. But, so I do some club swinging. Here's like a 2-count reel, so a high-low reel. And I think maybe just some front circles, wrist circle, elbow circles, and full shoulder circles. Here, so that's the elbow circles. And then the full arm is the shoulder circle. My shoulders just don't feel the same as I'm getting older. Then a cross follow, which is this traditional move where you're sort of like you're paddling like a canoe on both sides. The cross follow. So those are good warm-ups, I believe, for club juggling. If you do any swinging. Also, multiplex. I have a few multiplex patterns that I do. Here's a simple single-double under the arm. But I have a few other variations and behind the back and whatever. And with Lego moves and all the new school moves, I don't really know any of those. I'd love to learn some of those and catch up. Maybe I'll watch some of the tutorials online. So this is an old street routine, 4-2-3, and then I guess often I put in 4-4-1 before this turning shower. And then to hopping to 1-up, 2-up variations. And I sometimes do the back cross with the 1, so the shoulder throws or something. And no, just the back crosses. And then a tool trap finish. And carry him off. They're taking those things home. Let's see. Oh, that's 3 with the balance. And again, standing in place, maybe 30 catches or 4 or 60, depending on how I'm feeling as a warm-up, is a good way of concluding and cooling down your 3 club work and getting ready for 4. You know, unlike balls, the difference between 3 and 4 clubs, the energy needed, you know, for the correction stuff, is it's a little bit more of a quantum jump. A lot of jugglers are like, yeah, 4 is that much harder than 3, but they don't really say the same when it comes to clubs. This is, that was singles for 24 catches, and then 5-3-4 for a full pattern cycle, so that each club tours and repeats. And then back to a standard fountain. That was also a crowd pleaser. I performed 5-3-4 a lot for crowds turning around with different colors or even with torches. That's a good one. And also 4 club triples is also, for some reason, or for a workout, I've been appreciating it more. I've been feeling like it helps the flow going, but it's also good for crowd performing triples. And then this is my minimum for my long runs. If I have like a 2-hour practice, 4 with a balance doubles for 24 catches at least. And there it is. And then for my 5 club warm-ups to get the 5 clubs flowing, that's the 1 up 2 up pattern with 5. It's 1, 2, or the W pattern. And then this is a 5 club cascade multiplex, so I think it's 20 catches. It's a full cycle of it. So it's a single double throw alternating. Then if I do a few warm-up runs like that, then 5 clubs really flows. And like even at my age, at 49, if I would do those warm-ups, if I do all that you saw before this, I can do a 5 club run for 70 catches, usually within the 3rd attempt. Like, not a problem. Yeah. So I've been feeling pretty solid. Notice the little baby steps. I'm moving around a little. So I was concerned about this as I was watching my videos for the last few years. So, yes, I can dance a little bit, and I like to dance with the ladies, but I guess I would do isolations more and not move my feet around when it comes to juggling 5 clubs. So, I have been adding in a few variations, triple flips. I didn't try 744 in that day, or like half pirouettes, but I'll add them to later videos. Here's an isolation. The one I had on camera that was 50 catches, I lost the footage. So here's one for 32 catches. But my daily practice goal, again, if I have 1 or 2 hours, just get it done, move on to the next skill, is a 50 catch run of 5 clubs with my feet in place. Then that went so smashingly well, I put a club bounce on it and I got a flash. I used to qualify that in daily practice a few years ago. And the 6 club flash. And then for a cooldown after all is said and done, on this day, on December 12th, I just did some old head rolls. Like I used to have a lot of 1-ball skills, and if you go to my YouTube channel, you can also see my 1-ball video where you can see some of my soccer style skills kicking up and down. And I was a much thinner man. It was just maybe 6 or 8 years ago. And I gotta lose some weight. So I'll keep working on my weight loss goals. And head rolls are good. And I remember at the end of this is maybe over 3 hours total in the gym, feeling connected to my core again. So when I was doing these head rolls, I could feel the workout in my core, which I really liked. So it was a good 3-hour workout of juggling, and then I stopped for the day. Classes were starting to come in, and again, I didn't want to disrespect these gymnasts and extreme athletes when they come to the gym to work out. So I packed up after that and I went home. The gym's crowded for them, maybe 30 to 50 people, doing flips, waiting. They line them up against the wall. So everyone gets their turn to do their runs around the gym or their lines. And, that was my day at the Brooklyn Zoo. You can see maybe 20, 30 people in the gym if you look in the background. I don't know if you can see them doing their runs. But, again, I'm on the side next to the green tramp there. And I'm just juggling, so I'm out of the way. They were doing some lines, though, where they were jumping over me or jumping around to those climbing walls. But for the most part, I was completely out of the way when the gym was semi-full. But people were saying, oh, you're crazy to go to the gym anyway. You could get COVID. Sign the COVID waiver. But you can see some folks doing backflips and stuff in the background there. And that's it for my time at the Brooklyn Zoo. I'm trying to go there at least once or twice a week, so that I get my fitness goals back to the level that I want them to be. I am finding that it's a little bit, again, of an uphill battle as I get older. To do 8 rings, 12 catches is good for me at my age. And used to be qualifying it a few times was, that was just my daily thing. It was just qualifying 8 rings 3 times or something. Also 8 balls. But if those days are behind me, I'm going to keep trying anyway. And I just, I do what I can. So that was 8 rings, 12 catches on the same day. So I hope that my video, as you watch health and fitness streams, helps you understand, like, if you're a weightlifter, or if you're, I mean, I was a long distance runner. I've run 5 marathons. I've run a 60K. That yes, you can have 3-4 hour workouts if you have the time to do that in your life. Actually, if you have the luxury to do that and you're blessed enough to do that, that if you structure them, you can get a lot out of your workouts. Like at my age, it's just like I'm getting the job done. It's not like, I mean, I wasn't a pro juggler. I mean, I was pro in that I was a street performer. Here's my street performer box behind me in green. So I can say that I had the self discipline because I want to make my money on the street. I want to thank people, entertain them for half an hour, pass my hat, get my tips, thank them, go home, pay my bills, right? And then continue. And any other work that I get, which was not a lot, by the way, but anyway, I'm thankful for, but that's done, and then I move on. But my primary income was just, passing that street performing. So at this space is great for me. I really feel like the owners really do understand that and appreciate that, and are also thankful for the people who cared enough to tip $1 or $5 or 10 or whatever, or 20 or a $20 tip. So these things happen on the street. If you do a decent family show, it's just family entertainment. And thank you for, in your busy day in the city, stopping and letting me entertain you. Letting me entertain you for 30 minutes. So I appreciate this space. I feel blessed to have a space like this to go to, get my workout done. Again, a tip on 4-hour workouts, 3-4-hour workouts. Do take a break. Take a break each hour. I bring, like, at this stage of my life, I bring, like, Red Bull or Nuns. If you know those little tablets, they're like little seltzer. You plop them in, and then, like, if you have a juice, you plop them in, and then it's, like, carbonated. It's like electrolytes. Or Gatorade, but Red Bull or Monster is good. And then, like, a banana or a sandwich that's easy to digest. You can even have pizza. Pizza is easy to digest. I can tell you, as a runner, like, you don't want anything acidic. You don't want it in your stomach. You just want it to be, your body can digest it fast, and you're refueling for that next hour. So, yeah, so what you saw in the video, you didn't see me take my breaks. I just go off the floor, out of the gym, to the front space with the vending machine and where the merch is, and the timeout area outside the gym. And I just sit down. They have like a mini cafe. I just open my soda, drink my Red Bull. I had a pastrami sandwich that day, I think, or a sandwich. Or a snack. No, I think on that day, I think I just had Red Bulls. I just had Red Bulls and Monsters. And then relax, go to the bathroom, go back, continue. I'm fueled for the next hour. At the end, like the micro tears, if you do that and you stretch at the end, like head rolls, do a cool down, then the next day the soreness is really minimal. Juggling is high repetitions, so you get a different kind of soreness. It's not like you're like pumping iron and you're working out. So jugglers, I mean, I could juggle for 6 hours a day before when I was in my 20s, and I was learning all this stuff, like every side swap variation that I could think of, like trying a few links, like writing routines. You could juggle literally 6 to 8 hours a day. I wouldn't be sore the next day. All right, it's a different kind of art form because it's low impact. You do feel stronger. My arms were getting like strong, like muscular buff, from like working with 7, 8, and 9 objects. So numbers juggling, there is that workout aspect to it, but the soreness just isn't, it's just not there. So that's one of the amazing things in the longevity of this art, is that even the impact, like there is a thing with my rotator cuff now at my age, but even with the impact and all the reps, there's it's a low impact art form. Okay, so but again, when the art of juggling is catching it like it's something in the world you don't want to break, right? So I mean, you miss and you catch and you get cracked, you get bruised fingers, you get cracked nails, but those things heal. I mean, those are, and you get torn skin, and if you've done number juggling, but in terms of like recovery, it's good to refuel every hour, a little cool down time for yourself. Maybe go home, massage, warm shower, and then the micro tears the next day. It's not like, I mean, when I would do a 20-mile run, I would refuel also. But the micro tears, until you reach that level, until you have a base mileage of like 30 miles a week, you'll find that there's that soreness that you have to work through. However you work through it. For me, it was always health and nutrition. So it wasn't like I was I was doing anything unusual other than healthy food to get through those micro tear days and to get to the next level with running. Um, my best marathon time, I'm like a 4 hour marathoner, but I wasn't like a top athlete. I wasn't on the gymnastics team. Um, I had several injuries and operations when I was a little child, so I wasn't strong enough in high school to make the baseball team, even though I was an all-star pitcher. And I was just a little kid. I was, thankful to have the low level of athletic health that I had. But what I was able to achieve in juggling after I dropped out of college was really due to just, well, I'm going to do this to make money now. I wasn't trying to make enemies by protesting racism. I devoted 6 to 8 hours a day of self discipline. Just learn everything about the art of juggling, every auxiliary prop, whatever. Just become a decent performer. And so I spent a lot of time structuring your practice so that you can do 2 hours, like have a 1 hour practice or a 2 hour practice, or a 3 or a 4 hour practice planned out before you hit that floor, before you make it in the gym. It makes a lot of difference to your progress. The other thing that I like to say, because it's health and fitness, is that if you take up juggling, even just for a half hour a day, you might find that your recovery times from weightlifting, from running, again, I did a lot of long distance running. I did over 25 half marathons, 5 marathons. I did a 60K. But my recovery times, thankful to my cross training with juggling, they were so extraordinary. Like my legs, like I'm doing body work with, it's mostly arms, but I was also working with my legs. But the energy flow was in my 30s. The energy flow was just phenomenal. It was just phenomenal, head to toe. I just felt, by the time I was in my early 40s, I just felt very, very healthy, from juggling. So it has been a blessing art form. I haven't been in this bad shape in a long time. Since my 30s. So I'm trying to lose weight again, any way that I can. But as you can see, my teeth are gone. I have to get dentures from my life on the street. So I don't have, other than the few front teeth, I just don't have any teeth left. So I can't do any long distance running anymore. I get a bloody mouth when I do. My gums are like infected, but the bleeding, and then I have a headache. I'm knocked out for 24, 48 hours. Like I can't do intense runs even though I want to. So I bike. I mean, bike is low impact, and I can bike for 15, 20 miles when I can. But now the weather's getting cold, I'll just put on a spinner and just bike on a spinner. But I can't, even if I wanted to, I can't go out and run a 20-mile run anymore, because even if my legs can do it, I just have a bloody mouth and I get these insane headaches and they drive me mad, and I can't do it. So, you didn't have to go through the journey that I did, dropping out of college and being a street performer. And you didn't have to go through the struggles that I did to just make, I didn't get rich from this. I paid my bills, and then I kept work, and I kept alive. But my tip would be that if you are a weightlifter, if you're a runner, learn to juggle, because just you'll find that, I don't know, the thousands of movements that I do in this 3 hour practice, and it's literally thousands of throws and catches. In terms of the recovery time, when you have any cross discipline, whether you're a runner, a swimmer, a biker, a gymnast, you'll find that the circulatory flow, and the reflex flow, your reflexes are feeling faster. The tasks that you like to do in your other disciplines are easier. They flow. You're making more connections. You're having more insights into any links if you're a gymnast or a parkour or a breakdancer. So juggling has been an art that I appreciate and that I enjoy still, even to this day. I guess that's it for now. I'm going to take a break. If you'd like to know more about me, please check out my YouTube channel, JSMWNYC, which is here online on YouTube. This is my YouTube channel. And I guess, life is a little different for me now. I'm teaching math, grades 7 to 12. I have some college students. But you can see from my videos, what playlist do I have? Nope, I wanted to do well, maybe it's on my home screen. I tutor mathematics. I have a master's in mathematics from Columbia University, Teachers College. And but if you like juggling and circus, go to this playlist, and you'll see some of my top skills, but also some of the routines that I wrote, and me like at Grand Central Station, performing with Music Under New York, or I don't think I have any in Central Park. I don't think I have any at the Seaport, where I performed and won awards at the Seaport for. The other thing I did on the street was I played music. I played keyboard, and so if you go to my music, you can see some of my performing there at a few events. When I played piano. Also popular is New York City cheap eats, vendor cart, eating at vendor carts. And anyway, I hope you enjoy my channel. Please subscribe and follow. I'm just a local artist from New York City, and be nice to meet some new people. Hopefully, make some new friends, and hope you're enjoying your workout. Again, this is Josh. I was an all-star pitcher, right-handed pitcher with the Yankees, the Con Edison Little League, owned by the New York Yankees. And I was just a little kid. I didn't make the baseball team once I made it to Bronx Science. So I started a circus club instead, a juggling club. And I learned, juggling and circus we had a diverse class, folks of all races, genders, all age, all, freshmen to seniors. And just juggling for fun. We'd perform at a few hospitals, some senior centers for old folks, and just cheer them up by their bedside. They're in the hospital or in the an auditorium or cafe, just juggling, doing magic tricks and stuff. The other members of the club, and passing clubs. So I also was the president of not only my high school club, where we did some charity work. Then I went to college. I was the president of my college club at Hunter, and also I did City College, where I won that award for the performance there for CCNY Idol. I performed at Lincoln Center Out of Doors, a one-man show for Summer Stage. I performed at the South Street Seaport. I performed at the World Trade Center 3 times. I traveled to Europe. I went to Italy. I went to Scotland. I went around the United States to the West. I didn't get to go to California, but I went to the Midwest. And I performed for like Christmas events, Museum Mile. I performed for the Macy's Fireworks. I performed for Menlo Park, which is Sean Lennon's band, down at Spiegeltet. And a few other interesting performances. I performed for the Steven Siller Foundation when the towers fell. My father, actually, who was a Navy veteran, he gave out coffee at Ground Zero when the towers fell. And to this day, I feel like some of his lung issues have to do with him going down during the 9/11 dust. I was working at a Catholic church at the school. I was a teacher's aide before I became a math teacher. I was performing at the Seaport. The towers fell. They kept me on because parents were going crazy. I mean, it's Chinatown. It's Little Italy. So there's, at Transfiguration School, the Catholic school down there, it's like it's like 2/3 Chinese, but then they're international because it's a business community. So there's Italians, there's other children, European children at this Chinese school. And I was just a teacher's aide, walking the kids to the bathroom, walking in their parents at the end of the day. And when the towers fell, everyone got sick. So the firemen themselves, the firemen's wives, the firemen weren't speaking to anybody because it was so crazy. And you were a jerk if you didn't go down to the towers and die because you're like, hey, I'm not going down there. It's too dangerous. So you have these hundreds of survivors who have this crazy madness guilt because they didn't go down as firemen or policemen that day because they knew the towers were going to crash. They saw the plane crash into it. They're like, that thing's going to go. So I performed for the Steven Siller Foundation. He was one of the firefighters who did go to Ground Zero. And they have a silent memorial for him each year. From Company One, and so I juggled for them down for the Steven Siller Foundation, and a few other charities over the years. I mean, it's if you want to see my resume, I don't know, but not an exciting stellar career, and again, most of my income honestly, most of my income, 200 days a year, street performing. For anybody, just cheering up children, thanking folks, tourists, trying to entertain them for half an hour with just juggling or unicycling, tightrope walking, just with my basic circus skills. So I'm blessed to have these talents and abilities. Um, Thanks for watching my stream. I'm going to take a break now. Again, there's my YouTube channel, or if you could follow me on Twitch, that'd be great as I learn more about Twitch. And my name's Josh. I'm 49 years old now, and working here in Brooklyn. Thanks for watching my practice video, and I hope that it helps you have a better fitness workout and health workout. Okay, thanks, and take care and be well, and maybe we'll get to meet someday. Thank you, and have a nice day. Bye from New York City, from Brooklyn, New York. Bye-bye. Thank you.